Alright, so I thought I'd do a quick video on what I got going on here. I am going to show this thing real quick. This is going to be what I'm making my videos on next. I'm going to be pulling this engine. There's actually really not a lot wrong with it. I mean, it does run rough, but I mean, I honestly haven't done much maintenance to this thing, so I'm not surprised it runs rough. I mean, it hasn't had spark plugs in 2 years, so if that tells you anything about this car maintenance wise. I mean, I've taken care of it to keep it from rusting and dying, but like it's gotten oil changes and like coolant flushes, things like that. But I mean, I've basically just kept it alive. So I think I'm gonna pull the engine and then clean all that up, reseal it, and do like timing, just things like that, just a bunch of stuff. And then after I do all that, I want to go through and actually like do all of the fuel stuff. And I think from what I've found, there's like four fuel pumps on this car. Like four fuel pumps or four fuel filters. I don't remember exactly what it is, but there's like this is a pump or something. I don't know exactly how this all works. And then there's a pump underneath the back seat in here. And wait a minute. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure on this one right now, but I've heard a lot of things on like there's this too. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm gonna do a little bit of research on this. There's this weird like flap thing. I want to see if there's some way to change this and simplify all this, but I don't know. I'm not sure about any of that yet. So I don't know if I could honestly change this thing to like uh, I don't know. I'm just all over the place with this thing right now because I got a bunch of ideas for it, but I don't know how to attack them and actually make them happen right now. So, yeah. But basically, my next coming videos, my upcoming videos, I guess, are going to be pulling out this engine. I'm going to be taking this back rain tray out of here and then just cleaning up this engine bay. I'm going to be resealing the engine, obviously. I'm going to be painting the block, cleaning up the head, probably doing head gasket, doing valves, things like that, adjusting the valves and all that, and just just maintenance. Honestly, just full like not a rebuild but a reseal. I'd like to do a rebuild down the road, but I mean I don't have the money for that right now. I can reseal it. I can reseal it, paint the block, and do fuel filters and fuel pumps. So that's all I can do right now. And I don't know. I think it's all together like I think it's two fuel filters I think and then two fuel pumps. I don't know exactly. There's like a weird flap in here and it basically adjusts like it basically tells this how much to put into the engine. I don't know. It's a weird system. It works, but it's a little advanced from. I mean, I've never dug into it. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it all works, but I'll figure that out eventually. I'm not too worried about it right now because it's all doing pretty good, and I know that it's been serviced in the past like 5 or 6 years. So, I mean, the previous people. This little story into this car actually. This car went to. It stayed in the family, and when okay, so basically, we got it from the doctor, and then my mom got it. She drove it around for a while. She dailied it back really long time ago, and then it got parked basically, and just kind of sat throughout my childhood. And then my sister got this as her daily driver for school, and then they kept on dealing with problems, and I don't know, she didn't like it or something. I don't remember, and they ended up getting her. What was it? A Ford Explorer, and then the Ford Explorer that got into a wreck, and they actually hit a house with that thing, totaled it. Somebody swerved into her, wasn't her fault, 100%. I don't know the whole story, but I don't think it was her fault. Somebody swerved into her, but that car got crashed, and then they ended up getting her a Grand Prix, which I ended up getting the Grand Prix after, and I sold it. I had to sell that for her, actually, so I didn't really get it. I didn't get to drive it too much. It was the Supercharged 3800. So I actually wanted to take the supercharger from that and put it on my Buick I got sitting out here. So, but that I got plans for that car. That's gonna be like a Gambler 500. I'm just gonna put like a wing and things like that all up on that car, like on the hood. Yeah, call me stupid if you want to, but my hood does not want to stay closed, so I'm gonna put a massive wing on my hood and get all the downforce. So, yeah, make fun of me if you want, but I don't care. Gambler stuff, big old tires is what's going to go on that. Going to cut out the fenders. I got some ideas. Front, like, bash bar. Yeah, that'd be interesting. So, other than that, though, this car basically got driven by my sister. They got her new car, and then within all that time, this car kind of just sat, and then it ended up going to my uncle, I think. No, not my uncle. My cousins. It ended up going to my cousins. I wasn't really paying attention to this car much when it was parked, so I don't really I'm not 100% on the story 100%, but once I started focusing on this car, it really started being I started paying attention to it all. But it went to my cousins, and they got the seat covers for it because the seats are junk. I'll show those real quick. They said that they did the top, but I don't know how. I don't know. I don't think they did, but yeah, those seats are shot. So, but they got a bunch of new stuff for this, completely redid a bunch of things. They did that's why there's new fuel lines and stuff. That wasn't me. That was them when they had it. So, and there was a bunch of other new stuff in here. I forget exactly all what was new, but I don't know. There was a few things. And yeah, so all that's gonna happen honestly with this, I'm gonna pull the engine, clean up this engine bay, take this rain tray out of here, and then I took out the AC and all that. Literally the blower motor is sitting over there. I've said this multiple times. There's a hole here, massive hole, and I mean I smell gas 24/7. And then you can't see it right now, but right back there's another hole, and it's right next to the exhaust, so that's probably not too healthy when I'm driving it. I always drive with the windows down because I'm really not trying to die, but I'll take my chances. This car is fun, so. But it's relatively nice. I do want to get stock rims for it. Not necessarily that I want to put stock rims on it, but I just want to have a set of the stock rims because, I don't know, they're kind of neat. And also it kind of just makes the car when you're just trying to park it for a little bit and just look at it. So. And these rims that are on it right now, these ones, my mom actually ended up getting these right after she got this car. I actually want to get new ones. I really like these rims, but I'm missing these center caps. I have one of them. I have one of the center caps. The other one's just gone. So I want to get new rims, and I know I could probably get new center caps, but these are pretty rough. They're pretty scuffed up. You can't really see on camera, but they're pretty scuffed up. This one actually isn't too bad, but the other ones are pretty bad. And then the yeah, you can kind of see it there a little bit. Yeah, it's not too great, but I mean, overall, it's a pretty clean car, and I got some good plans for it. But like I said, engine's gonna get pulled. That'll be a small video, resealing it basically, and just cleaning it, basically painting the engine block, cleaning up the head, put it all back in, redo the accessories so that way I don't have AC anymore in that car, because it's just taking up room that I could use. And then, yeah, I got my Roadmaster over here. I'm very disappointed with this car. Very disappointed with this car, extremely. So, I did originally think that it was the transmission lines that they literally just blocked. It's not. So the transmission, I think, in this thing is actually good. So I will be pulling this transmission out of here. Originally, I thought that they had just stopped the lines, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Like, they literally just put bolts in them and then plug them off. And with this is actually kind of scary what they did here. I'm going to pull this engine out here real quick. You know what? Let me set this up here. So, great, now it's puking some more. God, I swear I dumped all the fluids out of this thing and it just keeps making more. Okay, so this is what they did. Now, we have a family mechanic that worked on all of our family cars. He didn't do this. I could tell he didn't do this because this is some stupid stuff here. He didn't put a U in the line. Like, the person that did this didn't put a U in the line. So there should have been an oil cooler, and it probably started leaking or something, and they were like, oh, we'll just bypass the oil cooler. Well, if you're going to bypass an oil cooler, at least do a U. This just stops the flow of oil. Like, dude, what? Why? So, literally, you can't even see it, but the line goes back here. Goes right to the filter. So, I don't know the condition of this engine, honestly. I really don't. But seeing this whole thing here, I'm hoping that it was done after the car was parked and like they needed to steal a part for another vehicle, or if this was done and then they drove the car like this. I think there's some damage I'm going to find when I do a teardown on this engine. So, yeah, that I'm really disappointed in. But I don't know, that's what you run into when you get into old cars. You find the problems that the previous owner made for you. So, but you gotta accept it, honestly. So, basically, a small update with this. There's really not much going on with this. Body mounts are shot, like before. Definitely not changing. But, I'm actually about to be pulling all this off. What is this? ABS and all that. I'm pulling all the ABS off. And then calipers and all that are coming off. I'm literally just pulling all four corners because I want to be able to actually roll this thing around and not have a really bad time doing it. So that's what I ended up doing on the Toyota over there. I ended up doing that just so that way I could move it around, because I keep on dealing with locked up brakes, and I don't engage the e-brake or anything. I end up dealing with a lot of locked up brakes. So I don't know why, but oh well. So this car, this will be going to the junkyard. I'm going to be stuffing it in the corner for a little while, just because I got a car cover for it, and I also don't have a title for it right now. So I need to, well, I actually thought that we had the title for it, but turns out that it's been missing for the past like 10 years, so that's fine. We'll get a new one, and then I'm actually going to be sealing the transmission, probably the rear end as well, and just anything that's good. I'm definitely going to be selling the doors, fenders, and all that, because these are in good shape still. But I mean, that's really it, honestly. Rims are in good shape. Tail lights, bumper, trunk. These door panels inside, they're in okay condition, but they smell like rat shit. So I don't know how much anybody would want that stuff, but yeah. And then I got a back seat that's good. That's literally the only good seat that's in the, well, actually no, never mind, I lied. The back of the padding's all missing, so that's junk too. Only good thing in this car, that coolant overflow tank. There you go. So it's a piece of junk, and it's gonna be junk for the rest of its life. So sorry to say, car, but too bad. So that's my little